with no HUD.
Oh. Incredible. I'm not kidding. This is like Christmas to me.
Whoa! Oh, I felt that in my tummy, man.
I don't like being this high up and I gotta fall.
If you just got the PSVR2 during the Black Friday sale, then you absolutely need Gran Turismo 7. The real driving simulator cranks the immersion full throttle in the most breathtaking racing experience, and it's 58% off right now. With almost 30,000 people rating it 4.38 out of 5 stars, 85% of the audience gave this 4 or 5 out of 5. And just as a heads up, if you already own the PS4 version, you can upgrade to the PS5 version for around $10 American with that PSVR2 free upgrade. What's really cool is that you can use your DualSense controller playing Gran Turismo while you're charging your PSVR Sense controllers. Playing with the traditional classic setup or motion controls where you can steer it just like a racing wheel. And don't forget the PS5 adaptive triggers and unique sense haptics totally enhance the entire game, but I highly recommend getting at least a decent force feedback racing wheel, as it really is absolutely mind-blowing. I've never played anything at the arcades that felt even close to this force feedback wheel, and couple that with the PSVR2 4K HDR OLED display, along with the headset haptics, and you're totally living the dream here. Specifically, I'm currently using the Logitech G29 from like 6 years ago, and I'm still really happy with it. But I really do want to upgrade to a direct drive wheel, as they provide the most precise, most realistic next-gen racing experience. So I do have to recommend everyone looking into that and maybe spending the extra couple $100 if you can afford it. And you're seeing that the whole direct drive thing allows you to change up the steering wheel directly to that motorized base, allowing you to essentially switch out any style of wheel. But I personally want to get the Logitech DD Pro, as it touts to have the actual direct drive steering with a life-sized steering wheel, unlike all the other ones I'm seeing here on the market. Now, if you really want to feel everything without connecting directly to the Matrix, you can clamp that racing wheel onto the yaw motion simulator, and as you can see right here, the sense of speed and braking would be perfectly translated in real life, like having an amusement park in your living room. Legit. Of course, quality does cost money, and this thing is at least a couple thousand US, but I do want to show you guys what's currently possible now at home, especially with the PSVR2 setup here. And for those of you that were able to get the PS5 Pro, I'm happy to report GT7 is one of those Pro enhanced games with no reprojection, I believe. Either way, this is a true system seller, and you'll always have something to play for years to come, whether in single player mode, campaign, against Sophie the super sophisticated AI, and of course online multiplayer with its online worldwide tournaments. And speaking of which, I think the World Finals just happened or is happening currently right now. And I do believe there's like a $30,000 prize pool for the winning team. I'm not sure how it's divvied up, but man, this is some serious stuff. So kick-ass.
Fantastic! We're coming towards the final series of corners. Wow, what a dramatic end to the Nations Cup!
There, he's awake.
The most incredible climbing simulator that wowed us from the very beginning, Horizon Call of the Mountain, is currently 34% off. Over 6,600 people rated it 4.37 out of 5 stars, with 83% scoring this 4 or 5 out of 5. And like many others, this was my very first PSVR2 experience, and I gotta say, even after seeing trailers for this game, until you put the headset on and see this for yourself, it really is hard to put into words other than out of this world. That said, coming out of both Horizon games on the flat screen, I do have to manage expectations and let everyone know that this is truly an amazing climbing simulator that captures the lore beautifully, but falls flat on the combat side of things compared to what we know Aloy is truly capable of when it comes to the flat screen experience. Especially now that I've played Hellsweeper, and I'm aware that Horizon's original mechanics could have been easily implemented here with no compromise whatsoever. Hellsweeper really is a testament of what's possible for combat in VR. What I didn't expect was the absolute sense of terror from my newfound fear of heights. No joke, this game pushed me hard when many times I felt completely petrified, like paralyzed in fear from how real it felt at those heights.
Oh, fuck. I don't want to do that.
And that is absolutely incredible, as it goes to show you how the PSVR2 is an entirely different experience altogether. I think the game took me about 8 hours to get through in completion, and I'm happy I finished it, but I do wish that combat was way more polished, as those sections actually made me feel like I was pushing through them than being excited for them. Still, again, it's an incredible experience. 90% of the game is just so awesome. The one thing I would recommend right off the bat is going into your settings and changing your aim style to have both hands instead of the eye tracking if you want the most realistic experience. Again, don't get me wrong, eye tracking is really cool, but here it's essentially auto aim. You're just looking at the target and then you pull the bow and it always hits that spot, whereas when you have it for your both hands, that's simulating the real experience here. Legendary Tales is a true next-generation dungeon-crawling action role-playing game, and it's 30% off right now. And if you're a PlayStation Plus Premium member, you can try the game out for 2 full hours. Over 1,300 people have rated it 4.47 out of 5 stars, with 87% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Built from the ground up for VR, you can choose the adventure alone or explore the mysteries of the corrupted land with a group of friends. And in classic role-playing fashion, you get to choose how you want to take on the quest and what character you want to make. And everything that I'm showing you in this trailer here totally looks like it's utilizing the VR medium to its fullest. Absolutely awesome. This has the full-fledged physics-based fighting system. You'll have random number-generated items give you the opportunity to collect and try out an almost limitless number of weapons. And this has the full-fledged experience points with crafting system. As you're leveling up, you're upgrading your equipment and weapons. A complete attribute system and skill tree provide a whole set of skills and abilities to work your way through and build a character that reflects your personal playstyle. This is literally what I've been waiting for. The fact that I did not get this right away, I am waiting to play this with my wife, truly. So even though the game is really expensive to begin with, it does have so much content. You know, even though I've never played it before and I can't speak to it personally, everyone online that has spoken to it has only said amazing things. Were you guys butthurt like me when I found out Astrobot was not coming to the PSVR 2? Well, thankfully, Toast Interactive has delivered with Max Mustard, and it's 30% off right now. With its recent release and rave reviews, almost 300 people have rated this 4.89 out of 5 stars, with 99% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. That is exceptional. To rescue adorable mud pups from the clutches of the devious Stubbins. Journey through immersive landscapes facing tough challenges, unexpected twists, and moral dilemmas, forcing you to make difficult decisions that will shape the course of your journey. Very interesting. I'm not sure if that's an actual thing, whether or not the replayability is there. Max Mustard is a meticulously crafted, made-for-VR platformer, combining the best of first-person power-ups with the timeless charm of the classic third-person platformers. And as you're seeing right here, you're having to actually move Max around at the same time using weapons and gadgets to totally assist them here. And of course, the PSVR 2 version does win hands down, as it is the best looking, smoothest frame rate, and the most fun to play with the PSVR Sense Controller haptics, headset haptics, touch sensitivity, and adaptive triggers. And I do have to stress, all cartoons look incredible on that 4K HDR OLED display. Truly amazing. I gotta say that game does sound absolutely incredible. Only amazing things to say about it from the entire online population here. However, the biggest surprise hit, and now one of my favorite games of all time, Stilt, is the closest thing to Super Mario 64 in VR, and it's currently 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. With 287 people rating it 4.59 stars, 91% of the audience gave this 4 or 5 out of 5. And me giving this 5 out of 5, hands down, because this game is a masterpiece. The 4K HDR OLED display absolutely makes this game look beautiful. On top of that, you've got a native 120 frames per second, which makes this game feel absolutely real when you're inside. There's no jitter, no stutter whatsoever. This is the first true Super Mario Bros. In VR. Unlike an Astrobot, a Ven VR, or a Max Mustard, you are actually the player in the game at full life size, and that changes the formula completely. You know, seeing a little floating dude in front of you as you're controlling him has always been fun for me, don't get me wrong. I've always enjoyed that, but you being that dude in game, having to bounce around on these skinny platforms and using these stilts, unlike hitting a button where you're just pressing that and you jump, or you press and hold and it jumps longer. The amount of precision, the amount of control you have with them. And I highly recommend when you get this game, don't start off bouncing around like this, just lift your arms up. There are no legs to your avatar, so when you do this, all of a sudden your body's on the ground, and then you just push yourself off like this and practice doing that. Even the littlest flicks from the ground, you'll just get the smallest amount of jumps. The absolute precision you get from these controls are masterful. Honestly, I never thought just moving around at all times in a game was total fun, like jumping on a trampoline. And that said, when you go to jump really high and a wall is in front of you, do be sure when you flick those wrists, turn them sideways like this. The reason is because if your stilts are facing forward, you're just going to push off the wall. And that's a good thing, because you're going to have to do wall jumps like classic Mario style, off a wall and off a wall again.
Oh, Mario wall jump! Oh my goodness. Oh, that is messed up. Ah.
It's been so long since I've experienced the game with that classic Nintendo feel, but do it absolutely beautifully, perfectly actually, and then reinvent the wheel with the new control scheme.
I don't even know. Like Soca to the right. Oh man.
And I keep comparing this to Mario 64, this game does have 20 levels to explore. And just like classic Mario style, each world has a whole plethora of stamps filled throughout the entire level. You're encouraged to collect them because the more stamps you collect, the more that you can actually one-up and then keep coming back into that world and continue. And each world has stars like in Mario, but they're called gifts. So same idea, you collect these gifts in each world, that way you can open up another section of the overworld, which is the island, and it contains another section of worlds to play in. And that overworld is just like the Mario castle with the paintings, but instead of paintings, these are mailboxes that are just sitting around that island that you go to. And those levels do have these little hidden caves. If you think about pipes in Mario where you go into a specific pipe and then you've got this little underworld area to discover, there are those caves in this game where you have these challenges and a gift locked into there. And when I compare this to the original Super Mario Brothers, the challenges, I've never experienced anything like this in VR, honestly guys. The creativity, the level design, the music, the controls, the sense controllers, the headset haptics,
Beautiful.
Everything is completely polished. Even at the end of each world, just like classic Mario World 1-1. Unlike hitting a pole at the end of each stage in Mario Brothers where you run, jump, try to get to the highest point and then you drop on that flag. And this one, you're seeing a bunch of balloons lined up to a top yellow balloon with a crown on it, and you've got 3 seconds to get up and hit that crown. It's quite difficult. Again, like Mario 64, you'd collect 100 coins and you get like a free star. In this game, on the left side, you're seeing on the pause menu here, or at the end of the stage, there's a certain amount of stamps that you have to collect and keep until you reach the end of the stage in order to get that actual gift. And the gift on the right side is awarded for completing the stage within a set time limit. Just like Mario 1 again, the time counts upwards, it's not counting down, so really bizarre, but old school awesomeness. And then at the bottom you can see this line with these 4 icons. It's actually bronze, silver, gold, and that's the actual time you need to get that gift reward on the right side there, and then platinum, which is not a gift, it's a medal, and you do want to collect all of those medals in order to get the platinum trophy in the game. The game does include an assist mode if you find the challenge is too overwhelming. I did not use it whatsoever, I plowed through it. I have not tested it, but I do know you can include more platforms, give yourself more power-ups, unlimited lives, all that stuff. You get to actually choose how you want to assist yourself. And then they include this multiplayer mode with a multitude of different game modes I've yet to even experience. So here I am telling you, this is my favorite VR platformer of all time, one of my favorite VR games of all time, if not one of my favorite games, truly. And no one seems to be talking about this the way that I feel. Believe it or not, this is like the second scariest game I've ever played because my hands were sweating profusely because of the sheer terror of heights in this game.
Oh, that messes me up. The ascension there. Wah, wah. Oh man. Oh, I should not look down. Where do I go from here? Oh, this is nightmare shit for me. For real, for real.
This is just seriously crazy how you have to use your absolute skill and precision at these crazy heights with these small little moving platforms. It's incredibly terrifying. It's really hard to describe if you're afraid of the heights. And again, like Mario Brothers, there are these power-ups that absolutely change the game completely. For instance, when you pick up the fireball, instead of bouncing around or using your stilts to bop them on the head, you just fire these fireballs out of your cannon. But unlike Mario where you're throwing them with a button, I'm actually firing with my trigger, feeling the adaptive trigger, and then it feels like it's lobbing them. And then you've got a propeller that'll help you just glide across a bunch of obstacles. And with those stamps that you're collecting to get 1-ups, you can use those stamps to actually purchase power-ups when you come back into the world. Guys, I haven't felt this way for decades, since like Mario 64 released on the N64. Such amazing controls that I've never seen in any other game. No matter how much talking I do or how many clips I show you, you will not understand until you're inside the game yourself and using your hands and feeling that precision as you're bouncing around.
Beautiful. Never done that before.
This pushes the whole VR medium in general to the next level. That's why I feel everyone needs to experience this game. And honestly, I can't believe it's already cheap to begin with, and then to see this at over half off, you absolutely need to get this game whether you love platformers or not. And again, with that Nintendo formula in VR, I can't believe so many of you don't even know that Mario Kart is in VR, and it's called Galaxy Kart VR, and it's 50% off, with 369 people rating it 4.01 out of 5 stars. 75% scored this 4 or 5 out of 5, and I have to quickly speak to this this because the game has grown immensely even since the last time I covered this about a year ago. And I'm not the only one amazed here at the progress, as Without Parole has expressed their excitement with just how far this game has truly come along since launch. And now with the cross-platform support with all of the meta players out there, I'm not sure about PCVR, you never have to worry about having a game online, which was a thing back in the day during launch on the PSVR2. What a game changer, honestly. I personally did cover this game when they released that patch to allow every steering wheel to work with this game. Yes, I said that right. Every steering wheel works with this game. And again, since I'm using that force feedback wheel, this will not use force feedback in the game. It doesn't have that, rattling sensation when I'm hitting the wall or a certain part of the track. What happens is you have tension when you're taking a turn. You actually feel that resistance.
Oh, I do love how there's tension in the wheel. That's very cool.
And when you release the wheel, it snaps right back to the neutral position, which is absolutely what you want in a game like this. And combine that with using your brake and your pedal and holding one controller, you can easily steer and hold that controller with both hands using 2 fingers, as you're seeing right here, and shoot everybody at the same time without compromising any of the steering whatsoever. It really is Mario Kart in VR. Honestly, guys, the first few months the game came out, it only had a handful of tracks, really bare bones stuff, and now I think it's 4 or 5 times bigger than it originally was. And of course, like Stilt, this game is butter smooth, making it feel absolutely incredible playing this with a steering wheel and one controller. It really is an unparalleled arcade VR experience.
Oh, I felt that in my tummy, man.
The game has 18 unique courses to choose from, 6 tournaments, which wasn't even out when I did my video, 11 characters with their own unique skills. Again, each one has their own weapon. And right now there are 9 power-ups for everyone to utilize, again, with that unique ability that each character has on their own that no one else can have. And of course, there are 4 levels of difficulty. This is very important because, again, with 18 courses, and if you're like me that doesn't get to play online all the time, you just want to jump in and play by yourself really quick. This single-player campaign before was 18 courses. I think it was 9 or 10. I had played for a few hours by myself on normal mode, and that's not even touching the hard or challenge mode. So I gotta say, I didn't even get to play online with anybody, and I'm sitting here touting this as an amazing game, as you're seeing on screen me having a blast.
I'm not expecting. Oh my god, that was scary. Sorry, the snowballs.
This game runs absolutely butter smooth and looks super crisp and clean. Again, this is by VR Kiwi, the same guys that I was promoting that Stilt game that you need to run out and get if you don't own this already. This is another awesome stellar title published by them. Even though I love Mario Kart, this has now spoiled me from going back because I never had the same sense of speed, control, or immersion like I do when playing Galaxy Kart VR. For real. Especially when using that steering wheel and the PSVR2 Sense controller, coupled with my feet pressing the gas and brake pedals, feels so unreal and instantly fun to pick up and play. I truly can't recommend this enough at that awesome sale price. You need to run out and get this right now. And yet another surprise hit. Rainbow Reactor Fusion rewards your basketball skills in this extremely addictive color matching game. And it's 55% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 60% off total. 76 people have rated this 4.71 out of 5, with 94% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And I can totally understand why, because this game is completely polished and pick up and play awesomeness. I knew this was a remastered version, but I never played the original, so my expectations were kind of low, but wow.
That looks realistic. It really does.
I couldn't believe how good this looked in that massive factory setting, giving that awesome sense of scale. Truly, guys, this is instant pick up and play where you're just thrown into this beautiful factory and you're supposed to clean it up essentially in between playing these basketball oriented color matching games. One rail on each side, the right and the left, a ball comes down and you have to grab it before it drops to the floor. You've got 3 misses. If a ball hits the ground, one of those misses happens. So that's how you lose essentially. Or if one of the balls goes out of bounds, and that can be from throwing it out of bounds, or if the court or the grid is essentially full of these balls all over the place and your ball bounces off one of them, that can go out of bounds there. So you are trying to keep that grid as clean as possible, getting as many combos as possible, but also setting up the colored combos. Again, super simple stuff. All these color matching games have been around forever, but not in the VR medium this way. Again, shooting basketballs into this area is so satisfying.
I'm going to show you guys just in my headset. That is incredible.
What I absolutely loved is they didn't spend too much time on this factory stuff, just enough to get you to walk around and, feel like you're in a factory doing the jobs, but it's all about the basketball. And I say that literally, that's exactly what it feels like to me. And I have to say, I'm really proud of myself. I just recently beat the story mode, all 9 levels, and I gotta say, the challenge in this game has a perfect difficulty curve. And after you play that story mode, I started playing the arcade mode, and that has its own unique set of objectives and things to do. It's so neat, guys. And I do want to tell everybody, highly recommend that you play this like basketball. So when you're holding your controller over your head like this, and then you go to flick, and just like basketball, the more that you push off, the farther the ball will go. The less power you put in, the shorter distance, it just lobs forward. Feels so good. But the one thing I did find, I was turning my wrist on an angle here shooting, and it will shoot off to that side. I did find having my wrist this way, vertically forward, like naturally facing forward like you would hold the controller, was bang on. So yes, I do recommend right away just practicing forward like this, and you'll see how precise, how rewarding hitting those spots that you're trying to hit. Getting those combos, it's just exhilarating, honestly. So it feels like a mix match of like 3-point competition where these balls are just rolling towards you on the left and the right side on those racks. And then near the end of level 9, man, you're just like in this flow where you're just taking the ball and you're firing one after the other. It was insanely, incredibly hard, but so much fun. It actually took me many tries to get through that last level. I've been waiting forever to have a basketball game in VR that actually rewards my skills. With the PSVR2 room scale perfect tracking, I gotta say, the dream has come true, and this is a testament of how transformative sports titles will be in VR. No joke, this makes exercise fun again, and I highly recommend you get this game, especially at that awesome sale price. Step into a time machine and travel back to 1993 for an all-new immersive experience oozing with retro-fueled gaming nostalgia in Arcade Paradise VR. And it's 40% off! 206 people have rated this 4.52, with 89% of the audience scoring this 4 or 5 out of 5. In this game, you play as Ashley, who's a rebel teenager going against her father's wishes to continue the family business. Get hands-on, managing the fully gamified day-to-day tasks, from manually picking up gum, doing the laundry, to throwing out the trash in a basketball-style minigame. That's cool, if the physics are there. Then take your hard-earned money from completing these tasks to unlock your real objective, buying more arcade units. And yes, the whole premise right away instantly grabs me. It does claim to feature 12 fully realized VR cabinets alongside 27 traditionally controlled games from the original release. Yeah, apparently there's 39 cabinets you can purchase in-game. And what's uniquely cool is that it says each cabinet features its own gameplay, stories, missions, and high scores to set with competition online leaderboards. From full RPG campaigns, beat-em-ups, and physical sports games, all inspired by 3 decades of gaming. And then only a few days ago, the developers just announced 2 new VR cabinets for free in their latest update. The first one is called Cyber Drums, which looks like a cheesy Drums Rock ripoff, which is actually a ripoff of Rock Band. But if the gameplay is fun and the songs are good and everything works, then that is super cool that they included it, as it totally looks appropriate for its time. And the second one I'm showing you here is Super Woodgal Jr. Ultra X Hyper Deluxe. What that title totally reminds me of all the many versions of Street Fighter back in the day. And in this game, you're literally a lumberjill, simply whacking either the left or right side of the arcade cabinet with those padded mallets, trying to get the fastest high score possible. Again, very cool of the developer to include these. Now, that said, I'm hoping this update also includes some patches, because the game has been on sale a few times now, and one of our community members, Bob, has been kind enough to share his experience in detail for someone who owns both versions of the game. And he says that you cannot use your save file from the flat screen version of Arcade Paradise and carry it over to the VR version. You have to think of these as 2 separate games, unfortunately. And on top of that, his latest experience from a month ago mentions his hands are no longer clipping into objects, which is great, but they still track funny and are just off enough to slap machine doors open and close. He mentions it has other problems as well. There's no pointer for the tablet, meaning you have to clang your controllers together. And he did get stuck with no movement controls after using the safe. So yes, please, anybody in the comments section, if you own the game and you played it just in the last few days, please let us know whether or not those issues still persist. But before you buy Arcade Paradise VR, you may want to get 2 other games from the same developer at this awesome half-off price. This is the Wired VR bundle with, again, 3 games included at 50% off. And now's the time to embark on a series of lemming-like puzzles with Tin Hearts. I have not played this game before, but if you did not know, again, Lemmings is all about giving directions to a bunch of soldiers, essentially, that you're seeing on screen, and directing them to these locations. And they're trying to make their way from point A in the room to point B using whatever is around in their environment. Now, unlike Lemmings, this is supposed to have a captivating and emotional story of a genius inventor, Albert Butterworth, whilst guiding a troop of tin soldiers to reach their goal. And apparently it's critically acclaimed for its moving narrative, refined puzzle design, and immersive atmosphere. Tin Hearts is a narrative puzzle adventure where the ghosts of the past emerge to tell a resonating tale of family, love, and compromise. spanning across 4 distinct acts with 50 plus puzzles masterfully woven through a grand Victorian home, steadily uncover a variety of whimsical inventions with unique abilities to provide a safe route of passage for the tin soldiers to travel. Each location has an abundance of treasured memories, whilst there are some that would rather be forgotten. In a tragic fable, which will see Albert, overwhelmed by sorrow and heartache, discover what brilliant minds do when the love for life and the love for invention are threatened by life itself. Interesting. You're gonna set out on an immersive adventure through 50 plus Lemmings-like puzzles which consistently evolve as you progress. Uncover new routes to your destination each time you play, with multiple ways to solve the intricate puzzles. Take your time working through the relaxing puzzles while indulging in the soundtrack from award-winning composer Matthew Chastney, whose credits includes trailers for Joker, Chernobyl, and Bridgerton. So again, the game seems like it has a lot going for it, but this is not for everybody. If you didn't know that it was a Lemmings-like puzzle-based game, then yes, you might be thrown off by what you're playing here.
No, get out! Get out!
The Last Worker is an immersive, narrative adventure centered around a lone worker's last stand in an increasingly automated world. This is a unique blend of work simulation and stealth strategic gameplay. You play as Kurt and you work for the world's largest retailer and is forced to choose between capitalism or activism. Having dedicated his life to work, Kurt's loyalty is put to the test when a group of activists ask him to dismantle Jungle from the inside. Aboard his corporate-issued flying jungle pod and armed with his multi-purpose jungle gun, Kurt dispatches countless products from a fulfillment center the size of the sunken city of Manhattan. This delivers an emotional, thought-provoking, and inspiring story with rich characters performed by an all-star cast. And this game is all about player choice with multiple endings decided by an epic moral dilemma. Very cool.
You get to keep your job. Now dance.
And of course, you do get Arcade Paradise VR as part of the Wired bundle. And just speaking to this, Arcade Paradise, as you've seen right now, is on sale for 40% off. But if you're buying this bundle, it would be 50% off with the 2 other games at 50. So just want you guys to know before you go ahead and buy that original version, you may want to get this triple pack here.
Mayday, pilot. Enemy fighters are closing in. We need you vertical ASAP.
Welcome back to Ultrawings, pilot.
Ultrawings is back and better than ever with Ultrawings 2, and it's 25% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 35% off total. 638 people have rated this 4.44 out of 5 stars, with 88% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And right away, what I absolutely love about this game is that you have the option to use the HOTUS, hands-on throttle and stick. But because I didn't use the move controllers, when you're trying to select things on screen, you would use your head to roll over that icon and then select. And I'm assuming I'll have to do the exact same thing here. It only makes sense. Whereas with the PSVR2 Sense controllers, you will get those adaptive triggers, the Sense haptics, and the ability to hit the switches and fully interact in the cockpit. That said, that's how good having a HOTUS is. Just having that real tactile object to grab with your real hands and have that total precision, I feel has always beaten the virtual sensation there, but I could be wrong. I've never played this before. Ultrawings is back and it's bigger than ever as you return to the skies in 6 all-new aircraft as you complete hundreds of missions across a beautifully stylized island-themed world. Their groundbreaking motion control system returns as you use your virtual hands to fully interact to control your aircraft. With enhanced haptics, you'll actually feel the action. You'll be unlocking new gameplay through this 40 to 60 hour game. 1 minute you'll be dogfighting enemy bogies in a World War II era warplane, and the next you'll be popping balloons with a dart pistol and the ultralight. Yeah, just throw me in the dogfight right away because that's why I'm going to be getting this game. And I believe just like the first game, you're going to have all of these mini islands with a series of challenges going on. But this game claims to be 3 times larger than the original game, and I thought the original was awesome to begin with. Paint the Town Red VR is always recommended by the community, and it's 50% off. Over 1,700 people have rated this 4.43 out of 5 stars, with 86% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. Paint the Town Red VR brings the chaotic first-person melee combat into VR with unprecedented control. Wield the vast array of weapons with a new level of precision. Dual-wield weapons for devastating combinations, and plan your attacks with the spatial awareness only possible in VR. Interact dramatically with the world around you. Grab and throw objects with real-life movements. React quickly to incoming attacks by blocking and dodging, or use your fists to strike down your voxel-based enemies. The intuitive physics and VR controls take the action to all new heights, making the experience more visceral than ever before. Explore the madness firsthand as you are transported into the heart of action-packed brawls of the scenarios, the fiercely competitive combat waves of the arena, and the harrowing depths of the epic roguelike beneath. That all sounds awesome. It really does. And everyone in the comments in the past, anytime this game's been on sale, has said you need to grab this game right away.
I love that I get to play ping pong again, honestly. I'm not kidding. This is like Christmas to me.
Ping pong perfection is already on PSVR2 in Racket Fury Table Tennis VR, and it's 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 40% off total. 440 people have rated it 4.6 out of 5 stars, with 92% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. I did get a free review key and covered this game in length about a year ago, and I totally show you guys what to expect. But I gotta say, it plays beautifully with a native 120 frames per second, making the entire experience butter smooth. Like, I own the original version on the PSVR 1 and played the crap out of it, but I'm telling you, it is the exact same game, but on the PSVR 2 with all the bells and whistles again.
It doesn't feel like a VR game. I feel like I'm playing ping pong, but in some futuristic setting. The lighting actually reflects where I can see scuffs on the actual rubber. That is so cool. Even on the back, on the black there, even just little rubber indents. I don't know if you guys can see that on your screen. I absolutely can. Even the edges of the ping pong paddle, I know, check it out, but that you can see the layers of wood, thin wood just glued in the middle. Like, that's what I mean by realistic. It's not just a solid piece. They made this look like a ping pong paddle. So as much as I trained myself on PSVR 1, doing the pivot and standing in the spot, I've now trained myself to be able to give, you know, some freedom on my PSVR 2 games. I have to be careful with this, because I will be immersed, I'm sure of it. So now I'm on the ground. Look, it's keeping me on the ground, guys. That's what I'm talking about. If I were to go down, guys, and try and hit the ball, it's not going to throw me upwards midway through like that. So that is really important here. Like, literally, I'm adjusting the table like this, and it's keeping it on the same plane. Now I can just move my controller up and down. All right, I'm going to practice. I think we just sit here and rally. Oh, man. Oh, man. Instantly. I love it. No joke. Oh, man. That is so cool. Come on, Zen. Oh, that is so cool. I'm going to try some curves. There we go. See that curve there? The tracking does make a difference. I feel, oh shit, I'm going to lose myself playing this. This is something I would do for hours a day. And I'm saying this within minutes of playing this, because I have played this on PSVR 1. To know it plays like this. The 120 frames per second, that full room scale VR where I can walk around my entire table. The perfect tracking where I can bend over, crouch, use my paddle, not even looking at the table, and everything is working as if I have a real ping pong table in front of me. So simple, but so good. You can play between arcade and simulation. Most will use the default arcade and love it, but I gotta push you to go simulation, as it really shows you how rewarding it is to get good at the game and actually feel like you're playing ping pong in real life. I'll be playing this for years to come. And from what I hear, the 2-player online is absolutely awesome if you have a friend to play with, but there is no cross-play from what I understand. That would be the only negative if you didn't have any friends and you were waiting to play somebody online. I really don't know how popular it is now to go online and see if somebody's playing, but if you had just one friend that you could, coordinate and play with, wow, what a blast this would be, honestly. Become a god and save your residents from the enemy in this VR tower defense game, Towers and Powers, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. 168 people have rated this 4.48 out of 5 stars, with 90% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Awesome. I did already buy this game on a previous sale, so I really need to load it up and see what it's all about, but from the PlayStation Store description it says, in Towers and Powers, you'll find yourself in an ancient land surrounded by the beautiful landscape, elegant buildings, mythical creatures, and chaos. These gorgeous places are under attack. As one of the gods, you'll have to save your residents and keep their islands from falling. In this game, you're going to create your team of peasants, priests, warriors, and magicians, decide which buildings they need, use your powers to defend allies and trap foes. Awaiting you on your island, you'll find economic and military tasks to accomplish, exciting battles and travels to undertake, and loyal worshippers, cruel enemies, and monsters to encounter. And I gotta say, every time this goes on sale, the community has only said very positive things about this game. And to celebrate 30 years of PlayStation, C-Smash VRS New Dimensions is currently 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save
20% more, making it 40% off total. Over 530 people have rated it just under 4 stars, with 68% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. 2 new music tracks have been added by Pizza Hotline, and a Wipeout Insider new time attack mode has also been included. Now, not only can you play crossplay, this is crossplay with flat screen players. So now everyone can get in on the C-Smash VRS action. Wow, the audience just got massive there. And I can't believe this game was originally made for the Sega Dreamcast back in like the year 2000. And to think that this was not made for VR blows me away. And to have this now reimagined, redefined in VR is so awesome. I absolutely love the ping pong, the pickleball, the badminton. So to see this game in VR, immediately I was drawn to it. However, the only weird factor is that it's in low gravity. I do wish ultimately they would include like a real gravity mode. I know the whole premise is based on this low gravity thing, but everything about it is awesome. But I did play it for hours. I did not get to play any online co-op mode, which I do think would be so much fun. And for all of you single players out there, me included, what really appealed to me is that there's so many challenges in this. Having these massive panels floating around the entire area, and then you have to use your accuracy and your skill to hit these things, just feels so satisfying. You can use your left stick to horizontally slide left and right around the area, because I will not move around my room. No way, man. Just swinging my arm is good enough. And there are some power-ups that you can acquire throughout the game that are on your racket specifically. You can play standing, seated, 1 or 2 left or right-handed. And the actual dynamic music, the original tracks are so well done. It's just got such a unique feel to the game. It's amazing. And if you're unsure whether or not the game's for you, you can get the demo on the PlayStation Store right now.
In 1987, they were badass. In 2023, nothing has changed.
The iconic action rail shooter from the 80s is back in Operation Wolf Returns First Mission VR, and it's 60% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 70% off total. 159 people rated this 3.83 out of 5 stars, with 66% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5s. You know, if you're an old school gamer like me, you have no expectations other than shooting everything that comes on screen constantly. That's what I'm seeing here in the trailers. So unless the game's buggy, glitchy, or just not fun, I have no idea. Again, anyone in the comments section, please speak up to this. If you're an old school gamer, you played the arcade games back in the day, is this living up to the old school 80s classic feel? Because if that's doing it justice, then man, you know, I'm totally sold right then and there. This claims to be the reinterpretation of the cult arcade action game released in 1987, with a completely new artistic direction, obviously, the addition of parody style voices, gameplay focused on non-stop action, just what I was speaking about, a solo campaign, survival mode, okay, interesting, where you fight waves of enemies, so another horde mode essentially, and an arsenal of weapons, which I would expect, such as the Uzi, shotgun, grenade launcher, etc. The story is a few months ago, a new criminal organization made its appearance. In addition to trafficking arms and drugs, it was developing a new, super powerful weapon. After discovering several of the bases of the organization, led by the mysterious General Viper, 2 agents are dispatched to learn more about this weapon and free the hostages held in the surrounding camps. And that's all you need for a story, man. Literally classic 80s arcade action. But unlike a Crisis Brigade, where I'm used to being able to stand in my environment and use the virtual environment to take cover, I don't get that sense in this game whatsoever. I think I'm just standing completely open, constantly trying to take people out before I get shot, or shooting projectiles that come at me. At this incredible price, I think this might be the time to take the plunge and see what this game's all about. With a really rough launch, thankfully, Bulletstorm VR has been heavily patched for the PSVR2, and it's currently 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 35% off total. With 327 people rating it 3.36 out of 5 stars, just over half the audience gave this 4 or 5 out of 5, while a quarter of the ratings here are 1 star. But since the last time this was on sale, which was when that patch came out, that score has only improved, with 4 or 5 star ratings going up and the 1 star rating going completely down. Right on. And for those of you like me that didn't play back in the day, Bulletstorm VR is a brutal first-person shooter that puts you in the ass-kicking boots of the hot-headed space mercenary Grayson Hunt. Get the hands-on creative carnage experience with classic, fast-paced gunplay and devastating melee combos powered by fully redesigned controls for VR. As an exiled member of the elite assassin group Dead Echo, blinded by a thirst for vengeance, Grayson gets stranded in a hostile world where he has to confront the ex-commander who betrayed him. And with the latest game update, they have a brand new horror mode where you lay waste in waves upon waves of enemies across 3 arenas of death in your bid to become the highest scoring kill machine on the leaderboards. And for the first time ever, you get to lace up as the legendary badass mercenary named Trishka, exclusively in Bulletstorm VR. Dual wield your new energy blade weapons to carve your way through mutated hordes in 2 brand new levels. Use power kicks, slides, charge shots, explosives, and your environment to execute a symphony of skill shots. Aim for maximum carnage combos to ramp your rewards and unlock new abilities, charge shots, and ammo capacity. And with VR, you can take all the weapons to the next level with exclusive dual wielding in VR. See an enemy out of reach? Pull them closer to admire the barrel of your gun, or fling them into oncoming bullets for some not so friendly fire. So it sounds and looks like a blast to play, and to know that the developers came out and talked about where they screwed up in their trailers is amazing. I love that transparency, super cool. And just saying, any developer that is transparent and speaks about where they want to become better, that only entices me or encourages me to want to check out their content more. Darksword Battle Eternity is a captivating VR action RPG set within the enigmatic world of the Twisted Corridors. This is currently 40% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 45% off total. Only 36 people have rated it, but around 70% gave it 5 out of 5, with the rest a little mix there. This game offers an unparalleled experience of fast-paced combat in a dark fantasy setting. Engage in exhilarating hack-and-slash battles where you can develop a unique combat style, take advantage of enemy weaknesses, and amass materials for crafting superior weaponry. Embark on an epic battle against relentless enemies, aiming for the top floor as you grow stronger along the way. Randomized power-up skills render each run different every time. Darksword combines the thrill of VR with the depth of action RPGs, ensuring a rich and varied experience for all players. Everything from I'm seeing in the trailer here, it does remind me a lot of Until You Fall, but anybody who owns the game that can speak to this, if you can please let us know whether or not we should get this game at that sale price, that would be awesome. It's time to play the real Tetris made with full VR mechanics. This is Vetrix Worlds, and it's 40% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 50% off total. Only 37 people have rated this, giving it 4.62 out of 5, with 97% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And what I mean by the real Tetris in VR, as you can see on screen here, you're actually having to use your physical hands to grab the actual blocks and rotate them, realistically, and place them in that area. So cool. And you can do this playing again competitively against somebody beside you, or cooperatively where they're on the opposite side working on the other layer. There's 2 layers of Tetris blocks going on there, one in the foreground and one in the background. So unlike Tetris, you're getting that full 3D effect where you're using the block and rotating it forward and backward, not just left and right. Very cool, guys. Awesome. The golden age of Atari is back in Pixel Rip 1978 and Atari Adventure, and it's 50% off right now. Over 200 people have rated it 4.12 out of 5 stars, with 74% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And if it's anything like Pixel Rip 1989 and Pixel Rip 1995, I will absolutely love this game. This one sets you in the golden age of Atari, as you're caught in the eye of the hurricane in a wacky time-traveling adventure where you are one of the main programmers at Atari and have to get inside the game to prevent history from being rewritten by a pesky supervillain. Of course, that has to be the Cyblin Lord. The game features first-person shooter puzzles along with power-ups and abilities to help you traverse your journey, and the Pixel Rip series has been notoriously really clever when it comes to the nostalgia and then nailing it completely. This one claims to be a callback to the amazing Atari classics such as Millipede, Yar's Revenge, Sword Quest, Tempest, Fast Freddy, Asteroids, Crystal Castles, and much more. So I do own the game. I do have to pop this in sooner than later and let you guys know what I think, because I did love 1989 and 95. They were amazing. And what's really cool, unlike 89 and 95, this game was made for the next-gen VR system, so I'm totally excited to check it out and see what this looks like. I know all cartoons, again, look amazing in the PSVR2 headset.
You gotta bleed for this if you want to be the best. Let's find out what you're made of.
Step into the ring and immerse yourself in the pulse-pounding excitement of cinematic boxing with Creed Rise to Glory Championship Edition, and it's 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 45% off total. Over 1,100 people have rated this 3.88 out of 5 stars, with 72% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And I gotta say, from my experience here, for me on the PSVR 1, it was incredible to play anything like that, to be able to stand on the spot, duck, dodge, weave, punch, uppercut, and hit with accuracy. Actually get a full-fledged workout just being in the gym, not even boxing somebody online. The one takeaway I really disliked about the first one is you did have to use your hands like a speed bag to go forward and to go backwards. And I understand you didn't have any joysticks on the PSVR 1 to do that, so it was intuitive at the time. The fact that I can use these joysticks now moving backwards and still blocking and throwing punches, man, that sounds amazing. And to think this is 4K HDR OLED display, there is a substantial upgrade to this game. Speaking of which, you can pay the upgrade fee if you do own this on the PSVR 1, and I do think it's a little cheaper than the actual sale price here. And for those of you that didn't know what this game was about, you literally are playing Creed from the movies and you're training with Rocky Balboa, literally having these training exercises in the gym, legit awesome exercises, and then based on your performance on your training, you'll have more stamina going into your next boxing fight. So it's not just sake of doing these practice runs, it's forcing you to do really well in your practice so you're actually better in your boxing match altogether, which is an awesome mechanic. Seriously, very cool. And it tires you out before you go to face the character next time, so it's crazy. It gets you to actually slow down. And unlike the PSVR 1, again, this does have cross-platform support, which is integral to, to have somebody to fight online. That was one of the big problems on PSVR 1. In order for me to get that platinum, I needed to beat somebody online, and it ended up being my wife. I will never forget, she was Mr. T, and she came at me like speed bag motion, standing there. It was the weirdest thing to see the avatar do this. I was crying, laughing on the ground. I couldn't throw punches because I literally was weak, feeble on the ground. I'm trying to get my platinum, and she was beating the crap out of me. I'm like, no, you have to let me win. Just let me get my platinum. Crazy. So yeah, I definitely need to have a rematch with her on the PSVR 2. So again, this does have the story mode, but it is claiming to have an expanded story inspired by Creed 3. So very cool. Of course, you can do the free play mode where you can just face whoever you want, wherever you want for fun. Fitness options where you crush personal health goals to set time and calorie targets, and then that cross-platform player versus player. Amazing. Even though the score is showing 3.88, I personally feel it's minimum of 4. I do think everyone who's even interested in boxing, you do need to get this game. It was awesome on PSVR 1. To know it's been totally upgraded for PSVR 2 enhanced, it's got to be a win for sure. Kayak VR Mirage is a jaw-dropping and exhilarating journey through beautiful locations, and it's currently 30% off. That said, if you're a PlayStation Premium member, do not buy this game as it's already a part of your catalog. With 2,200 people rating it 3.65 out of 5, 59% gave this 4 or 5 out of 5, and I can totally speak to this because I do think it looked amazing, but if you were expecting some sort of game, it really isn't. I feel like, you're going through these beautiful locations on a kayak and it looks photorealistic, legit. I was quite blown away, to be honest with you, how everything just looked. What I wasn't anticipating is the movement in the water bobbing up and down. I'm a VR veteran, but I did get a subtle bit of motion sickness, not actually wanting to puke or anything like that. But yes, definitely thrown off within half hour of playing. But the game totally offers comfort settings, so you don't have to worry about that. I just think I left it at the utmost realistic that I possibly could. But I did go through each location, and again, they were beautiful, but after going through once, I was kind of like, But just recently, they did release the new patch that includes the full multiplayer mode with the full avatar. They're not these cartoony looking characters. They look like real people. So that's really cool that they spent the time and actually made that look amazing. This whole time, I thought the multiplayer mode was racing against somebody at all times, but no, it looks like you can casually just hang out with each other as you're going through the courses. So really cool that they did this. Awesome. And they do let you know you can optionally connect your controllers to a stick to give it more of an immersive feel. So when I go to play this again, I'm going to try and do that if I can. Even though the Whitewater DLC Soca Valley is not currently on sale, you can get Kayak VR Mirage plus Soca Valley game bundle, and it's 25% off right now. Explore the beautiful Soca Valley in Slovenia, known for its iconic green water, mountain vistas, and lush nature. Take on a new, thrilling challenge by paddling down Whitewater Rapids, or explore the nature of this serene valley at your own pace. If you're craving more of that crazy kayak experience, then you need to also check out Whitewater VR Extreme Kayaking Adventure, and it's 20% off. 77 people have rated this 3.86 out of 5, with 73% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Get ready to paddle through some of the world's wildest and most challenging rapids in breathtaking VR. With stunning graphics, realistic physics, and heart-pumping action, you'll race against the clock as you navigate through wild waters filled with obstacles and surprises. Experience the rush of whitewater kayaking and breathtaking VR as you navigate through stunning scenery and dodge obstacles along the way while trying to become the best among your friends with the online leaderboards. This is all about racing against the clock and conquering the unique challenges within each environment. Interesting. Anyone in the comment section that owns this, played it, loved it, hate it, whatever, please let us know whether or not we should get this game at that sale price. If you love the Guitar Hero or Rock Band, you'll want to get Drums Rock. and it's 35% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 45% off total. Almost 1,000 people have rated that 4.29 out of 5 stars, with 82% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And if you're unsure whether or not the game is for you, definitely check out that Drums Rock free demo right now. And that's what I did, and I was able to get an actual sense of flavor of what the game felt like, and I was totally impressed with the actual haptics on the controllers as well as the headset haptics. I didn't actually check out the eye tracking for the score, didn't play it enough, but yes, this is sit down, pick up and play, instant action. Aside from the arcade aspect, the game actually does feature a full-fledged 4-hour campaign and then fight 2 bosses along the way. Very cool. The game does keep getting all of this love and support, so much DLC going on, and speaking of which, you can get the Drums Rock Simple Plan music pack and it's 25% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 30% off total. And with this bundle, you're going to get Welcome to My Life by Simple Plan, Shut Up, Crazy, and Time to Say Goodbye. But the most important add-on, I feel, is Drums Rock Undertale DLC, and it's 25% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 30% off total. And of course, with this pack, you are getting the total Undertale theme here, beginning with the Undertale song, Hopes and Dreams, as well as Megalovania. As well, you're getting the exclusive Undertale drumsticks, Undertale hands, Undertale scene, Undertale drums. But I feel the most important feature you're getting here is unlocking the exclusive extreme difficulty. And this is for all songs, like every song released for Drums Rock. So again, adding a whole nother layer of difficulty, which I like to play all music-based rhythm games on Expert as much as possible, because you're hitting note for note, and that feels, to me, the most immersive. And now for my favorite music-based rhythm game in VR, that's Synth Riders, and it's 30% off. That said, if you're a PlayStation Premium member, do not buy this game as it's already a part of your catalog. As well, if you do own this on the PSVR1, you can get a free upgrade, and it is an upgrade, substantial for sure. I know, because I played the crap out of it on PSVR1, and when I played it on PSVR2, wow, the colors, the HDR, the vibrance, the clarity, the sharpness, even that full room scale tracking now. The game as well is getting a lot of love and support with all this DLC that none of it's on sale right now. But the base game that I've been playing for years does include 74 plus tracks and a multiplayer mode, which I actually haven't checked out yet, but I will again when I get my second PS5. And now having that PSVR2 sense control haptics when you touch those balls. Speaking of which, anybody who's never played before, I'm just going to quickly explain the game because it's really simple. You have 2 hands, 2 different colors for each hand. You do have to connect that color with the ball you're seeing on screen, so it's forcing your hands to go in specific spots. If you connect your hand right in the center of the ball, you're going to get more points. You can actually include a modifier that gives you even more points if you include force behind your hits. When you see a track come up, a line, you're just going to hold your hand in that spot and keep it there as precise as possible to get the most amount of points, as your other hand is either doing the same thing or hitting another ball. When you see the yellow ball, you're just connecting your 2 hands together like this, and then you're hitting the ball with both hands. If you see a green ball, you get to choose right or left hand, but you have to finish that chain of green balls with the same hand. And the other thing you're doing is just dodging the obstacles that are coming your way. But what's really uniquely awesome, if you just allow your body to move to the music, you'll see that the game forces you to dance, and I don't dance. So for this game to get me to actually move my body like it is, it's just crazy, honestly. So I get an awesome workout out of it. I feel great. And then the actual songs, I just have to say, they stick with you. I wasn't expecting that, where I'm hearing the songs in my head and it makes me want to come back and play the game again and again. And then on the PSVR2, to just think it's being upgraded, I can play it again. No, it's totally revamped. So yes, if you own this game, do pop this back in and check it out because it is so much fun. Ever wondered what it would feel like to be a burglar? Well, now you can. In Thief Simulator VR Greenview Street, and it's 35% off. 780 people have rated this 3.33 out of 5 stars, with just over half the audience giving this 5 and just under 1/3 of them giving this 1 star. Weird. Sneak around and rob houses all over the neighborhood while freely moving in an open world. Smash windows or use a glass cutter to open them silently. Treat yourself to a car ride. Awesome. Buy and use various thieving tools. Raise your experience level and learn new tricks. Sell your loot to various dark types online and in person. Hack stolen electronics to raise their price on the black market while hiding from the police under beds, in closets, and garbage cans. But most important, don't get caught. And just to speak to the extra attention this game is getting, there are some other packs of DLC available. These are not on sale, but you may be interested to know what else is available here. 2 of these are maps with new missions, game mechanics, loot, characters, houses, security challenges, hijacking cars, cloning keys, and more. And the 3rd pack is all about adding more costumes and accessories, essentially. And if you're unsure whether or not this game is for you, you can get the Thief Simulator VR Prologue, which is the demo for free on the PlayStation Store right now. Do you hate spiders? Then you might want to check out Kill It With Fire VR, cause it's 50% off. It scored 3.64 out of 5 stars with 64% of the audience giving this 4 or 5, but 22% gave this 1 star. That said, if you're a PlayStation Premium member, you can totally try the game for a full hour to see whether or not this game is for you. The game claims to feature tons of unique weapons and equipment with 8 different spider species, realistic fire simulation system, there are dozens of optional objectives, don't know how that works, with loads of hidden upgrades, and then you can battle in the Arachno Gauntlet. Again, I wish I knew what that was, I don't. And then it claims to have a secret ending. From everything I'm seeing here in the trailer, it just looks like a classic roguelike pick up and play arcade action style game, which, you know, I've always enjoyed typically. But I don't think this game will scare me. Anybody in the comments section, if you can please speak up whether or not we should get this game at the sale price, that would be awesome. Most of you already have this from the PSVR1, but those that don't and want to know what this is about, Thumper is currently 70% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 75% off total. With over 25 awards and nominations, Thumper has definitely made an impression with many people, I gotta say. And I did pay that upgrade fee about a year ago to see if there was a massive difference, and yes, I absolutely noticed right off the bat this is a substantial upgrade. The 4K HDR OLED makes all those trippy visuals really pop along with the Sense haptics. This is yet another game you can play with your DualSense controller while your PSVR Sense controllers are charging, and I recommend playing it this way over the individual controllers personally. As well, with the new addition of the headset haptics and that 3D audio tech all tangled together, this is by far the best way to experience Thumper. That said, after playing it again for just an hour, I was truly done with it and ready to go back to my other PSVR2 games. So I kinda can't recommend this if you have done this already, even paying that upgrade fee, just saying, at a couple bucks. Kizuna AI Touch the Beat is a new kind of rhythm game, and it's 50% off right now. 167 people rated this 4.5 out of 5 stars, with 89% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And from what you're seeing on screen, it is a new kind of rhythm game where you hang out in a virtual space with this Kizuna AI character. You can play in VR or non-VR mode. I'm not too sure why you wouldn't play in VR mode. And it also includes a view mode, which lets you travel through the game stages free as a bird. And in the game, there are 15 popular songs performed by Kizuna AI, including her massive hit, Hello Morning. And they do claim to have post-launch DLC in the works, including additional songs and outfits and other content, which I'm going to show you right now. None of this is on sale, but you do have the option of getting Touch the Beat Costume 1 Hello World 2020. And that costume was featured in the Hello World 2020 on January 23rd, 2021. The second costume here featured was from her 2018 tour, the AI Party Birthday With You. It was on June 30th, 2018. And the third one is a costume and additional song, as you're seeing here, Dogs Chrome featuring KZN. But what's interesting, it has a note down at the bottom here saying Kizuna AI costumes cannot be used with KZN's model, and KZN costumes cannot be used with Kizuna's AI's model. So the game is getting a lot of love and attention. I just can't speak to that personally. Again, anyone in the comments section that does know anything about that game, please speak to it for everyone else. That'd be awesome. Very Bad Dreams is an intense and demanding experience that will test your nerves, and it's 50% off right now. That said, if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 30% more, making it 80% off total. Awesome. And from what I hear, if you do own the PSVR1 version, you can email the developers below showing that you have a proof of purchase, and they will give you a PSVR2 key for free, from what I understand. So that's really cool. And I just noticed that they have this soundtrack mode that you can get for free, which I'm assuming is straight up from the soundtrack in this game. Very cool that they're giving this away for free when others would include this in a deluxe version. So unfortunately, I cannot speak to this from personal experience. I am waiting to actually play this game myself. I do think some of those negative reviews had to do with some bugs or glitches earlier on. I don't know if they've been resolved since. If anyone can speak to that in the comments section, that would be great. But I do totally want to experience this for myself. The PlayStation Store description says that it is an intense and demanding experience that will test your nerves. Forget everything you thought you knew about horror games. And I cannot. After playing Madison, I really can't. Because Very Bad Dreams transcends the boundaries of the gaming experience. It claims that your survival depends on real actions where you'll need to react instinctively to survive this scary world. That does sound very cool. It actually says, feel the impacts of your strike force. Feel vibrations in your head when you're hit by an enemy, or your heart races. Run and jump using your real gestures. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. If I have to use my arms to actually move, a lot of games used to do that in VR. You know, I'm over that. I actually don't like that mechanic. Hold your head with both hands so as not to become mad. That is really neat. You know, very cool implementation there. So many new gameplay elements that will give you the impression of never doing the same thing. Whether you have a gun, a bat, or a knife, the best thing to do is flee and not fall into madness. I dig that. Lead the fight for your existence in an atmosphere where madness is palpable and anxiety grows with every step you take. Face hordes of zombies, solve puzzles, or search for the best place to hide. But remember, never, ever succumb to madness. Actually sounds really cool, not gonna lie.
Welcome to the darkness world. Don't be afraid, my friend. Your fate is in your hands.
Shoot at everything that moves in Darkness ROLLERCOASTER PSVR2 Remastered Edition, and it's 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 30% more, making it 60% off total. And with only 35 people rating this 4.14 out of 5 stars, 77% gave this 4 or 5 out of 5. So I never played the original on PSVR 1, but this is completely redesigned for the PSVR 2 with improved enemy graphics and behavior, more action, more fun, and more speed. Try to beat the global high scores by activating your different powers, such as slowing down time, activating your special vision, or using your shields. But be careful of the traps and obstacles that you'll have to avoid at all times in your cart. What really threw me off is seeing a build your own coaster feature here, where it looks like you can create your own map essentially. That looks awesome. Anyone in the comments section that owns the game, please pipe in and let us know, can we build our own maps or our own courses and play through them, and whether or not we should get this game at that awesome 60% off sale price. In the future, toy companies want to expand and assist the military using toy mechs to train for battle in Mecha Party, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 20% more, making it 70% off total. Only 37 people have rated this 3.84 out of 5 stars, with 68% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. However, everyone online is saying that it is a lot of fun and they were totally surprised. So this legit supports up to 3 versus 3 and has seasoned player versus player combat. From long range shooting to melee combat, mechas have a variety of skills. It totally reminds me of that game called Overwatch. I've never played it before, but that is the multiplayer online battle arena type game. The story goes that it's the 21st century and robotics have taken the world by storm with robots and AI and are ever present in people's daily lives. Interesting. Toy companies, having recognized the true potential of this technological wonder, have introduced robot model toys equipped with state-of-the-art VR operating systems, allowing users to immerse themselves in epic virtual battles. Simultaneously, players are assisting the development of AI combat models in hopes of expanding the business into the military sector, establishing the first ever robot battle league, the Mecha Party. So that's really weird because we're almost there. Literally, I'm playing VR. I don't know if I'm assisting the military by accident or not. It kind of reminds me of that Arrested Development episode where Buster's, you know, taking down people with drones, not realizing he's not playing a video game.
And his childlike inability to distinguish between games and reality.
Unleash your inner champion with Rezzil Payer, and it's 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 50% more, making this 90% off total. Wow. 47 people have rated this 3.79 out of 5 stars, with 61% scoring this 4 or 5 out of 5. And this claims to be the ultimate VR sports extravaganza, boasting 160 plus adrenaline pumping levels and 40 high-octane sports gear items. This includes football headers, where you revolutionize your heading skills with 4 cutting-edge training games designed to translate your virtual prowess into real-world domination. In American Football Field General, you're going to sharpen your quarterback prowess, unleash devastating throws. In Hoops Vision, you'll elevate your basketball game to new heights in this electrifying rhythm workout. As well, you get Goalkeeper Shot Stopper, where you become the ultimate guardian of the net with the lightning fast saves and razor sharp reflexes in this thrilling goalkeeping challenge. In Reaction Wall, you get to unleash your agility and conquer the leaderboards in this dynamic reaction time challenge. Choose your wall size and outshine your competition. With American Football Pocket Slide, you're going to master the art of evading defense, finesse your pocket presence, and react like a pro in this heart-pounding quarterback showdown. With Squads, you're going to fuel your friendly rivalries by competing for supremacy on local leaderboards. rewards. Interesting. And then challenges allows you to embrace the ultimate test of skills across diverse games and etch your name in the hallowed Hall of Fame. Again, I'm totally assuming the game's worth it at that awesome sale price. Anybody in the comments section that you want to speak up and say yes or no, please do. Join the battlefield with up to 64 players online in D-Day Enhanced Edition, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 60% off total. Over 1,200 people have rated this 3.66 out of 5, with 64% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 22% gave this 1 star. So this was a PSVR1 game, and it did get the upgrade treatment with all new maps, new rewards, enhanced visuals, enhanced mechanics such as manual reload, the whole thing. And I'm assuming the actual controls are far better with the precise PSVR2 tracking. And there are 5 classes with a progression system, allowing you to enhance each class with special abilities and perks, as well as weapon customization with scopes and all that other stuff. The 64-player online matches include Team Deathmatch, Attack and Defend, and Free For All. Awesome! I wonder if that's Battle Royale or just classic straight up deathmatch. Anyone in the comments section, if you can speak to that, that'd be awesome, let us know. Again, not only with the improved mechanics of manual reloading of all weapons, eye tracking allows you to call out enemies or objectives just by looking at their location, and the adaptive triggers and vibration are used to give weapons a more immersive feel when shooting. Right on. And if that sounds good, you may want to get the special edition instead, because it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 60% off total. And that special edition delivers the base game along with the infamous shark mouth skin, and that skin can be applied to almost all weapons in the game. This edition also comes with the silver special skin, which is available independently on the store. The officer pack is also included, which gives you exclusive access to the general and the lieutenant characters. Very cool. Or better yet, you can get the gold edition, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 60% off total. And with that gold edition, it delivers the base game along with 2 exclusive weapon skins, the gold and ivory skin, and the infamous sharkmouth skin. As well, it does come with the gold and silver skins, which are also available independently on the store. With this edition, you do get 2 exclusive character skins for the Recon Soldiers, the German and British Commando. The officer pack is also included, which gives you access to that general and the lieutenant characters, and each character comes with 2 additional skins only available in this gold edition. Again, I did love the battlefield on the flat screen for years, and now to see something like this in VR, you are able to use other vehicles, tanks, and jeeps. I'm not seeing any airplanes. Just being able to run around this massive island with 64 people does sound like a blast. I do hope it's fun, because I do love the online first-person shooters.
But hey, come on. Don't get spooked now, newcomer. Let's dive into this adventure once again.
Cave Digger 2 Dig Harder is a 1 to 4 player VR action-adventure game set in the Woodland Valleys, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. Over 170 people have rated this 3.4 out of 5 stars, with 57% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Start with a pickaxe in one hand and nothing in the other. Excavate the bedrock, reap the rewards of Mother Earth, and trade the mined valuables for new gadgets, travels, funky wild fashion, and more. Cave Digger 2 is a 1 to 4 player VR action-adventure game set in wildland valleys, where you discover old mines, nautical caves, and ruins of ancient civilizations inspired by Western, diesel punk, and Lovecraftian themes. Explore the pristine lands, loot its riches, and unravel a mystery linked to a great explorer. As you go, it's best to keep a 6-shooter nearby, just in case. Your goal is simply to mine and carry loot back to the surface the best you can for your mission assigners. With the surplus reward that you get, you can buy new things like upgrading your dependable pickaxe with a shinier look, and faster digging rate too, of course. The story has you follow the same path where a great explorer has once wandered. Who is this hardy explorer? Why did he come to these valleys? And where is he now? The answers to these and more lie in the depths of the valleys. The story has multiple endings, each revealing a different side of it. Find the scattered comic pages to a tale of greed, eldritch power, and secrets beyond space and time. Who the Wanderer is and why he did what he did in the valleys became clear in the end. But is it really the end? Very cool. This seems much bigger than the first game, if you've ever played that. That was on PSVR1. Speaking of which, Cave Digger VR is currently 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. And over 500 people have rated this 3.51 out of 5 stars, with 56% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. did play the Cave Digger on PSVR 1 and it was good, but Cave Digger 2 looks way better. And all I remember about the first one is that you're constantly going down this shaft and then you're hitting the walls, collecting as much gems or rocks as you can. There is an underground area with the track. There is a track on the outside that goes around a bit, but there wasn't much going on that I remember. But what surprised me after reading the description here is that this game did have 7 endings to begin with. And I was like, what? I don't remember that. But I did play through it once and it was okay back in the day. So I can't recommend this for PSVR 2. I am very curious about Cave Digger 2 though. K1 Maths Dimensions is a friendly shooter that will help you improve your calculations skills, and it's 50% off right now. With only 20 people rating it so far, it did score 3.55 out of 5, with over half giving this 4 or 5 and a quarter giving this 1 star. So I am still quite confused as to what this game has to offer, but I am going to quickly speak to this with the PlayStation Store description. The K1 adventure has begun. Travel to a dimension where training your player skills make you grow. You will travel through different times and places from a past where knowledge is in danger. Solve simple calculation challenges to trap the particles of knowledge and thus preserve the K dimension. This friendly shooter, well, that's funny, friendly shooter. This friendly shooter will help you improve your calculation skills. The mathematical operations become more complicated depending on your level of play. You must solve them within a certain time and capture the particles of knowledge before ignorantia prevents you from doing so. But be careful, aiming at the wrong particle can deduct too many points. The complication is greater when you have to defend yourself while doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. But it does sound like you're literally transported to another dimension and you're having to do math-based activities in order to win. I don't know how else to say that. Seriously, it's so weird. It's so weird. Anyone in the comment section that knows what K1 Maths Dimension is truly about and whether or not it's fun to play, please let us know in the comment section. That'd be awesome. Successfully land on drop pads with precision in Dropship Commander, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 20% more, making it 75% off total. Only 34 people have rated it 3.29 stars out of 5, with just over half of them giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 1/3 of the audience gave this 1 star. Land your dropship on settlements across the galaxy to bring much needed supplies to colonists and miners. Your job is to navigate through some of the harshest environments and successfully land on drop pads spread throughout each location. Each landing earns you points, with the more difficult the drop, the more points you earn to take your spot on the leaderboards. You'll start off with some easy landings on the moon and then progress through the caves of Mars, the meteor zone of Mercury, the volcanic wasteland of Venus, the ice caves of Pluto, and then onto the hazardous asteroid cluster GC12. Very cool. Anyone out there who owns it, loves it, hates it, plays it, please let us know whether or not we should grab this game at that stellar sale price. Operation Serpens is a fast-paced action-adventure game made for VR, and it's 50% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. Just under 100 people have rated this 3.23 out of 5, and as you can see, the rest is a completely mixed bag here. Join the unit of elite soldiers and choose your preferred gun to take down the ranks of the evil Snakes organization to the very top. Just remember to dodge the vast amounts of incoming bullets in order not to fail your mission. Play the single-player campaign, zombie survival mode, and co-op maps with up to 4 players, each mission bringing something new into play. Very cool that you can play up to 4 players in the actual campaign to begin with. That is awesome. Again, anyone in the comment section that owns it, has played it, please let us know your thoughts on whether or not we should grab this at the sale price. Play with a friend in co-op as they use the TV to help you find the lost Seeker eggs in Seeker, My Shadow, and it's 50% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. Only 29 people have rated this, giving it 3.28 stars, with most scoring this 3 out of 5. The premise of the game is that you step in the shoes of a mountain-sized giant, Spirit, and your goal is to lead and assist a tiny yet courageous seeker named Kippo through a collection of casual puzzle levels set in a serene and imaginative surroundings. This is a single-player and local co-op game, where you get to explore the diverse set of compelling levels and discover the story by overcoming casual yet demanding puzzles as a single player or as an asymmetric cooperative with your mate. Locate and retrieve the lost Seeker eggs and collect the concealed cards from each level while engaging in the exciting, puzzling, and family-friendly scenery that send you on an immersive adventure. Again, anyone who's played this game, especially in the couch co-op mode, please let us know whether or not we should grab this at that awesome sale price. Participate in the hit TV series and the VR-tailored adventure in Survivorman VR The Descent, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. 113 people rated this 2.92 out of 5 stars, with another complete mix of reviews here. Again, you are participating in an actual episode of the hit TV series, and you're supposed to survive an Arctic nightmare as the sole survivor of a helicopter crash on a freezing mountain. Lost, cold, and with darkness closing in, can you build a fire and shelter to brave the elements? Test your survival skills in Survivorman VR The Descent, an authentic and dynamic adventure in the breathtaking Canadian Arctic. Face real-world extreme challenges that push your intellect, emotions, and physical abilities to the limit. Under the expert guidance of legendary survivalist Les Shroud, rely on your skills and resourcefulness to save your own life. In over 6 intense levels, confront challenges that test your survival skills and inch you closer to rescue. From crafting snowshoes to glissading down slopes, navigating glacial crevices, building hunting traps, rappelling cliffs, and keeping the fire burning, every move counts. Follow the river to potential rescue, but watch out for polar bears. Wah! This claims to have photorealistic exploration where you experience the extremes of mountain survival in a stunningly immersive first-person environment. Monitor body temperature, fatigue, and hunger using a convenient wrist-mounted HUD-like display to survive harsh conditions. Virtual makeovers never felt more real in House Flipper VR, and it's 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 25% off total. 52 people have rated this 2.87 out of 5. 42% of the audience gave this 1 star, but 35% of the audience gave this 5 stars. Grab the controllers and get to work. You will single-handedly assemble the heaters, plaster the walls, and do tens of other jobs to bring back the former glory of the place. And with better graphics and VR controls, you're now able to freely walk around at your own pace, unlike before where you had to teleport from node to node. Renovation activities require a lot of effort, so they included an animated companion, Beaver the Builder, to support you along the way while exploring the elements of the game. There is a series of challenging renovations ahead of you, so do not hesitate. Reach for your tool belt, get your crew, and take matters in your own hands. Are you ready to become the best flipper? It's all up to you. Again, anyone in the comment section, if you own this game, please let us know what you think and whether or not we should grab this at that sale price. You know, that rating there at 46% giving this 1 star, was that during launch or has the game been heavily patched since? I'm genuinely curious. Ever wonder if pigeons are real? Become the infamous bird in VR Pigeons, and it's 50% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 55% off total. 88 people have rated this 2.84 out of 5 stars, with half the audience giving this 3, 4, or 5, and the other half obviously giving it 1 or 2. In this game, you're gonna channel your inner pigeon. Bob your head like a pigeon to use the unique movement controls to slip into your pigeon self. Go out into the world and find a rooftop. Wait for the granny to throw some bread. Eat as much bread as possible. Bread is life. And through this, you will unlock and discover 4 different levels, and the premise is to literally protect your bread from other pigeons while you're collecting bread and using power-ups and map shortcuts to be the fastest out of all of them. Anyone that's actually played this game, please let us know whether or not we should grab this on sale. Horror Adventure VR is an interactive experience set in a procedurally generated haunted house, and it's 80% off. Almost 4,000 people have rated this since the PSVR1 days and scored it 2.68 out of 5, with just under half the audience scoring this 1 out of 5, but 1/3 of them gave it 5 out of 5. So in doing some digging, this obviously is a budget title, and it claims to have procedural generation, but from multiple reviews, it changes how you walk through the house, but the rooms themselves are the same, if that makes sense. They don't actually change the rooms up, so you do see the same shit all the time, essentially. Even though it does claim to have jump scares as its warning, yeah, I didn't hear a lot of people talking about it being that scary. You know, it's decent from what I understand. Decent. I mean, I'm not expecting anything, but if it's okay, even for half an hour, that might be worth it. But if you're unsure, what's really cool, these guys are offering a Horror Adventure PSVR2 demo for free. So yes, I highly encourage you check that out. Normally, I feel like the developers only provide demos if they're confident people want to play their game. So good on them for doing that. So yeah, check that out. And the same developers are offering Horror Adventure Zombie Edition, which is set in a post-apocalyptic world, and it's 80% off right now. Just over 1,900 people rated it 3.37 out of 5, with over half the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but a quarter of them gave it 1 star. And I do not have an official trailer, but I am showing you somebody else's video right now so you can get a sense of what you're seeing. I'm including the link in the description to their actual channel there. The official PlayStation Store description says it's a zombie shooter set in a post-apocalyptic world. There's been an outbreak of a mysterious virus killing people and transforming them into zombies. As one of the few people left on the planet, experience what it's like to live in the city of the undead. Hunt in the world and find ways to survive. Kill the virus-infected people and protect your family. So the game does feature a single-player story with a full-fledged narrative campaign to give you a taste of what it's like to live in the post-apocalyptic world. It says that it includes heavy, physics-based, realistic interactions, including support for weapon pickup and reload. Support for more than 15 plus unlockable weapons throughout the story. And what's really cool, they do offer an actual demo for the game. So yeah, if you're unsure whether or not this game is for you, you can get the Horror Adventure Zombie Edition demo for free on the PlayStation Store right now. Launch yourself into orbit with Space Explorer PSVR2 and it's 80% off. Over 1,560 people rated this since the PSVR 1 days, 2.61 out of 5 stars with just over half the audience giving this 1 star, but 1/3 did give this 5 stars. Interesting. I do wonder if it's the premise of the game, you know, if it's more of the experience than it's an actual game, and many people were turned off, but people that want the experience are happy with it. I'm unsure. Again, anyone in the comments section want to speak to that, that'd be great. The official description says, experience how spacecrafts lift off into orbit. Join the crew on space shuttle missions and assist in the servicing of the space station. Take a trip into orbit and experience the Earth from above. Encounter life on board the space station. Learn how to move in zero gravity and participate in spacewalks. Ooh, that'd be creepy. Take control of the shuttle in an accurate physics-based landing simulation. Space Explorer is a game as well as an educational simulation. Experience the thrill of viewing the Earth in orbit, which is unparalleled in virtual reality. Now, it claims that it features high-quality models and textures with smooth VR experience without any motion sickness. As well, it says scientifically accurate simulations and gameplay with multi-language support. And if you're unsure whether or not that appeals to you, you can check out the Space Explorer VR demo on the PlayStation Store right now. Car Mechanic Simulator VR challenges players to repair, paint, tune, and drive cars in the real world, and it's 60% off. Just under 200 people rated this 2.55 out of 5 stars, with over half the audience giving this 2 or 1 stars. Become a real car mechanic in VR. Realistic work with tools and car parts. Growth and expand your repair service empire. The most detailed automobile simulation game on VR. Buy old vehicles, renovate them, and sell with profit. That is the gist of the game and from the PlayStation Store description. From what I'm reading though, the initial first stage, the first level, it's full of bugs and glitches from what I understand. Not too sure whether or not it's a tracking issue or if it actually just doesn't work. Again, anyone in the comments section that owns the game, plays it, please let us know your experience. Otherwise, I've been telling people that this game has not been working almost in the beginning levels of the game, which is unfortunate. I do want this to be out there. Solve a mystery of the famous detective in this VR escape room called The Murder of Sherlock Holmes, and it's 55% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 60% off total. Still, only 23 people have rated this, and I haven't seen this move in forever, scoring this 2 out of 5 stars, with 65% of the audience giving this 1 star. Wow, what happened here, man? I gotta check this out sooner than later, because I am genuinely interested in the whole premise of the actual game and how you can interact with everything. And that's what makes VR uniquely special. So to see that rating and to know this game offers us, you know, I want to know what's going on. Is it glitchy? Does it not work? Are the controls janky? Anyone in the comment section, if you can speak to this game, please let us know. Why did the score so low? What's going on? Is it too short of a game? You know, I'm genuinely curious. Walkabout Mini Golf Hole-in-One Edition Summer 2024 features most of the DLC, and it's 20% off. But don't forget, if you are a PlayStation Plus Premium member, you do have the base game in your catalog for free. Escape into a fun and beautiful world filled with the best mini golf courses you've ever seen. Quite literally, guys, I'm not kidding. Play by yourself, meet someone new, or challenge your friends in a private game with up to 8 people. With extremely realistic physics, you're going to create the perfect experience for hardcore golfers and casual players alike. And this does include the entire base game. This is everything except 8-bit layer featuring old school awesomeness and the latest Holiday Hideaway just released a few days ago. In total, that's like 972 holes of mini golf to master, 486 lost balls to find, and more than 30 collectible putters to discover, you know, leaving this game completely endless with replayability. And each one has the ability to unlock night mode for more challenging versions of all courses. Again, you can play solo 1 versus 1 online quick matches, or you can create a private room with up to 8 players, and with that private room, every player can play on your course. If you own all of the DLC in this game, everyone can participate. They just can't do any of the treasure hunts or use any of the special putters that they've accumulated and play in your course. And of course, they cannot play and practice on the course until they buy it themselves. As well, you can solve these treasure hunts on each hard course to earn special putters. The game totally supports cross cross-play, which allows every VR user to play, meaning that you'll never be alone playing this game. And to fit all playstyles, you can teleport, use smooth locomotion, or fly around on your putter like a witch on a broomstick. And then you've got these custom avatars featuring lip sync and a quadrillion plus combinations. Just under 1,900 people rated this 4.68 out of 5 stars, and 91% of the audience gave this 4 or 5 out of 5. And here's a quick look at all of the courses included in this bundle. Atlantis. El Dorado. Temple of Zerzura. Shangri-La. And Gardens of Babylon. Mist. Jim Henson's Labyrinth. Jules Verne's Around the World in 80 Days. Sweetopia. Elfheim, Land of the Elves. Lacer Lair. Upside Town. Widow's Walkabout. Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth. Venice. Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Ice Layer. Meow Wolf. Wallace and Gromit.
Challenge, you've come to the right place. Come in and play around. Quite amazing. Golf in West Wallaby Street? Crazy. Gromit, where did I put me putter?
And for those of you that already own Walkabout Mini Golf, you can get all the DLC in Walkabout Mini Golf Hole-in-One Summer 2024 DLC only add-on pack. Right now you can save 20% off the entire bundle here. You are getting 19 of their currently released add-on courses all the way up until Wallace and Gromit. This bundle does not include 8-Bit Lair or Holiday Hideaway. If you missed all the DLC trailers just a minute ago, skip back to the last chapter and you'll see a quick video of each course included in this bundle. That's 684 holes of mini golf to master, 342 lost balls to find, and 22 more commemorative putters to discover. I absolutely love that anyone can play on your DLC maps, making sure everyone is included at all times. Awesome. And the last part of this video is going to feature all of the DLC for Puzzling Places. But the actual base game is not on sale right now. But I'm about to go through all of the DLC, and in each one you're going to see every puzzle that they include in their trailers. And if you didn't know, the game is cross-platform. You can play with friends on the Meta Quest. They get to use hand tracking, which is ideal. And Sony just announced a few days ago that they are going to upgrade the PSVR2 with hand tracking, no joke. And I do believe this game and Air Guitar will be one of the first few games that actually implement the hand tracking. Very cool, guys. And heads up, you can get a free trial for Puzzling Places if you log into the PlayStation app or log on directly to the PlayStation Store's website and download it from there. The Ancient Egypt Premium Pack, and it's 30% off. This includes 4 iconic landmarks, such as the Pyramids of Giza and the Sphinx, boasting up to 1,000 pieces for puzzle enthusiasts seeking a multi-day puzzle experience. Right on. Behind High Walls is 30% off, and this add-on includes 4 new puzzles. Monthly Pack 1 is 30% off, and it includes 6 new puzzles. Monthly Pack 2 is 30% off, and this has 6 puzzles as well. Monthly Pack 3, Churches of Catalonia, is 30% off, and this includes 4 new puzzles. Promenade in Portugal, pack number 4, is 30% off, and this one includes 6 new puzzles. Monthly pack number 5, the Ukraine pack, is 30% off, including 6 new puzzles as well. Monthly pack number 6 is 30% off, which includes Remarkable Rooms, and this has 4 new puzzles. Monthly pack number 7 is 30% off, and this one includes 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 8, Antique Treasures, is 30% off, and this one includes 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 9, Greece, is 30% off, and this one includes 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 10 is 30% off, including 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 11, Skogaholm Manor, is 30% off, and this one includes 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 12 is a variety pack, and it's 30% off, including 6 puzzles. Variety pack volume 2 is 30% off, and that one includes 4 puzzles. Monthly pack number 13, there is no trailer for this in the background. You're seeing the generic puzzling places. That one is 30% off, and it includes 6 puzzles as well, as you're seeing in that thumbnail. Monthly pack number 14 is 30% off, including 6 new puzzles. Monthly pack number 15, Trucks of Pakistan, is 30% off with 6 new puzzles. The monthly pack number 16, it's the beta pack, it's 30% off, including 6 new puzzles. Monthly pack number 17, Moments of Japan, is 30% off, including 6 new puzzles. Monthly pack number 18, French Chateau, is 30% off, including 6 new puzzles. Monthly pack number 19, Snowy Sights, is 30% off, including 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 20 is 30% off, Tamerlane, and that includes 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 21, Estonia, is 30% off, and that includes 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 22, Streets of San Francisco, is 30% off, and that includes 6 puzzles as well. Monthly pack number 23 is 30% off, including 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 24 is the Berlin pack. It's 30% off, and that includes 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 25 is Great Britain, and that's 30% off, including 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 26 is Inside and Out, and it's 30% off with 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 27 is 30% off, again with 6 puzzles. Monthly pack number 28, China, is 30% off, and it has 6 puzzles. And the latest monthly pack number 29, Full of Color, is 30% off, and that as well has 6 puzzles. Now we have the Monastery of Batala, Day and Night. That's 30% off, and that only has 1 new puzzle to the game. But both day and night it looks to be. And then we have Puzzling Places The Wave, that's 30% off. Rediscover the puzzles that started it all. Experience the beloved puzzles that our beta users have cherished with remastered visuals, enhanced audio, and an increased difficulty of up to 400 pieces. And the last piece of DLC is called Summer Dive, and it's 30% off. And this one includes just 1 new puzzle to the game as well. And that is all of the games and DLC on sale during Sony's 30th anniversary sale. That said, if you guys like the video or any of the videos that I produce, please click that like button. And if you love what I'm doing with the channel, please subscribe to it. And for all of you that have subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I super appreciate it. Until the next one.
PlayStation